Hello and welcome to Siyasat TV. I'm Sumayya Junaid Ahmed bringing you the news. Here are the headlines.
TMC believes in Transfer My Commission. Prime Minister Modi attacks Mamta Banerjee. West Bengal Assembly Elections 2021. Mamta Banerjee likely to lose yet another long-time party veteran next week. Centre failing miserably in coronavirus vaccine rollout, says P. Chidambaram. Wrestler Ritika Phogart, Geeta Phogart's cousin dies, cop suspect suicide. Budget designed to fulfill promises made to public, says Finance Minister Harish Rao. MLA Ahmed Pasha Qadri demands Telangana government to boost vaccination to dodge virus. Myanmar military to bring fresh charges against Aung San Suu Kyi. White supremacy literally killing us, anger after Atlanta spa killings.
Let's begin with our top story. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, campaigning in Bengal days ahead of the make or break election, today used Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee's Khela Hobo phrase to attack her and said, "Didi, oh Didi, you played for 10 years. Khela sesh hobe, vikas aram hobe. Now your game will be over and development will begin." Prime Minister Narendra Modi was speaking in Purulia ahead of 8-phase Bengal elections starting from 27th of March, for which the ruling BJP has mounted an aggressive campaigning to oust the two-time Chief Minister and her Trinamool Congress from the power.
बीजेपी बोले विकास होवे, दीदी बोले खेला होवे, बीजेपी बोले शिक्षा होवे, दीदी बोले खेला होवे, बीजेपी बोले महिलादेर उत्थान होवे, दीदी बोले खेला होवे, बीजेपी बोले যুব শক্তির সম্পূর্ণ বিকাশ হবে, দিদি বলেন খেলা হবে, বিজেপি বলে সবার পাকা বাড়ি হবে, দিদি বলেন খেলা হবে, বিজেপি বলে প্রত্যেক ঘরে কল হবে আর কলে পরিষ্কার জল হবে, দিদি বলেন খেলা হবে, বিজেপি বলে গ্রামে গ্রামে জনসুবিধা হবে, দিদি বলেন খেলা হবে, বিজেপি বলে হাসপাতাল হবে, দিদি বলেন খেলা হবে, বিজেপি বলে স্কুল হবে, দিদি স্কুল হবে, দিদি ও দিদি বাংলার ভাই বোনেদের চিন্তার খেলা আপনি 10 বছর খেলেছেন, খেলা শেষ হবে বিকাশ।
Moving on to our next story, the BJP's candidate from West Bengal's hot seat Nandigram, Subhendru Adhikari, on Wednesday announced that his father, Sisri Adhikari, who is a Trinamool MP, will be present at Prime Minister Narendra Modi's rally on 24th of March in Kanthi, in the Adhikari family's home district of East Madhepore.
Subhendru Adhikari said at a public meeting before that on 21st of March, I will send my father to Amit Shah's rally as well. Mr. Adhikari Sr. has been associated with the Trinamool Congress since its inception. But ever since his son switched sides, he has been ambiguous about his support for Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee. That ended today in an outburst in which he said he didn't know if he was in Trinamool or not.
Moving on, senior Congress leader P. Chidambaram today hid out at the Centre for failing miserably in rolling out the COVID-19 vaccination for Indians. P. Chidambaram tweeted, "I share the pride that India exported 5.9 crore doses of COVID-19 vaccines. At the same time, I am disappointed that we have administered only 3 crore doses to Indian citizens."
He added the central government has failed miserably in rolling out the vaccination to Indians. Is there any wonder that the number of infections is rising rapidly every day? The former Union Minister also pointed out the need to allow walk-in on demand vaccination and get rid of the bureaucratic hurdle including pre-registration.
The Haryana police said today Ritika Phogat, a cousin of champion wrestler Geeta and Babita Phogat, died by suicide on Monday. The police said 17-year-old Ritika Phogat was believed to be upset at narrowly losing a wrestling tournament final. She had participated in a state-level competition at Bharatpur in Rajasthan between 12th and 14th of March.
She was found dead at her home of her uncle and legendary wrestler Mahavir Singh Phogat late Monday. Ritika had trained with Mahavir Phogat, a Dronacharya Award winner who runs a sports academy. Geeta Phogat's post reflected a family shock and grief. She tweeted in Hindi, "May Ritika, my little sister, my cousin, may rest in peace. This is a very tragic time for my family. Ritika was very able wrestler. Don't know why she did this. Winning and losing is a part of life and no one should take such drastic steps."
Cadbury India Private Limited, now known as Mondel's Food Private Limited, has been accused of corruption by Central Bureau of Investigation, which has filed a case against the company. The agency has accused Cadbury of corruption and misinterpretation of facts to fraudulently avail area-based tax benefit in Badi, Himachal Pradesh.
Sources also told that agency conducted searches at the premises of accused in 5 locations in Haryana and Himachal Pradesh today and recovered incriminating materials. Sources in the agency said Cadbury India is conspiracy with central excise officials had availed excise benefit to tune of rupees 241 crore for its unit for manufacturing 5-star and gems in Himachal Pradesh.
A train going from Delhi to Uttarakhand's Tanakpur rolled backwards over 35 kilometers after it developed a technical snag. It was finally stopped at a state Khatima around 330 kilometers from the national capital.
According to reports, the driver of Puranagiri Jan Shatabdi Express had to slam brakes to avoid collision with an animal that had stayed onto the tracks. After the incident, the driver lost the control of the locomotive and entire train started rolling backwards. Visuals show the train passing through a station at a considerable speed. What is unusual in a clip is that the train is pulling a locomotive backwards. After the train was stopped at Khatima, the passengers were sent to Tanakpura by bus. A technical team from Uttar Pradesh, Philbit, has reached Khatima to investigate what led to the incident.
Now women are flooding social media with pictures that show them in distressed denims to protest against controversial remarks on ripped jeans made by the new Uttarakhand Chief Minister Tirath Singh Rawat. Mr. Rawat made the comments on Tuesday at a workshop organized by Uttarakhand State Commission of Protection of Child Rights in Dehradun. Mr. Rawat said that he was on a flight when he came across a woman accompanied by 2 children wearing ripped jeans. The woman told him that she runs an NGO. The Chief Minister said he was concerned about the example she was setting for society.
The Uttarakhand Chief Minister said if this kind of woman goes out in the society to meet people and solve their problems, what kind of message are we giving out to society, to our kids? The comment sparked an immediate backlash on social media. Congress leader Sanjay Jha was among the first to react. Wearing ripped jeans destroys our culture. It seems it leads to substance abuse and a social breakdown. Women should strictly avoid this sacrilege against our pristine customs, says Uttarakhand Chief Minister. He tweeted while posting a pic in a ripped jeans on Wednesday.
With a huge spike of 35,871 fresh coronavirus cases in the last 24 hours, the highest daily rise since early December, India continues to see surge in COVID case load. The government yesterday said a total of 70 districts in 16 states have seen an increase of more than 150% in the active cases between 1st and 15th of March. More than 1.14 crore cases have been recorded in India so far. 1.59 lakh people have died. 172 deaths linked to the COVID were logged in last 24 hours. Amid a worrying rise, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday held a meeting with chief ministers. Decisive steps likely management of micro-containment zones and strict enforcement of restrictions were necessary to stop what he called the emerging second peak of the COVID. Telangana have recorded 278 new COVID-19 cases and 3 fatalities. Let's shift our focus to Telangana, where Finance Minister Harish Rao said the budget 2021 has been designed to fulfill all the promises made to the people of Telangana. Harish Rao offered prayers at Sri Venkateshwara Swami Temple at Jubilee Hills.
Mr. Rao said with the blessing of Lord Venkateshwara, the people in the state would have a good fortune and the budget will do well to the people, adding that the budget represents the idea of Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao. Harish Rao said the government has worked hard to prepare the budget that will do well for people and for the welfare of the poor. The budget has been designed to keep every word given to the people.
Alright, the TRS party was leading in both the graduates MLC constituencies according to the votes polled to the candidates in 2 rounds, while the TRS candidate Palla Rajeshwar Reddy polled 31,987 votes in the second round of counting of votes in the Nalgonda Warangal Khammam graduates constituency. Surabhi Vani Devi of Mehboob Nagar Hyderabad Ranga Reddy polled 17,439 votes. The results of the second round is yet to be announced.
After the completion of the first round, Palla Rajeshwar Reddy was leading by 7,871 while Surabhi Vani Devi was over 1,000 votes over her nearest BJP rival N. Ramchandra Rao. It was surprising that the independent candidate Tinmar Malanna, who polled 24,116 votes by the end of second round, took second position in Nalgonda Warangal Khammam constituency.
Well, in the wake of increasing coronavirus cases in Telangana, Charminar MLA Ahmed Pasha Qadri on Wednesday demanded the government to boost vaccination to curb spreading virus. Speaking in assembly during the budget session, Qadri suggested the state government to organize an awareness campaign about the vaccination and its significance. The government should take precautionary steps against the virus and must condition public gatherings and congregations.
रियासतों में केरला, महाराष्ट्र, कर्नाटक ताज़ा केसों में इजाफा हुआ है। इस तनातुर में रियासती हुकूमत को चाहिए कि वह वैक्सीनेशन की मुहिम में तेज़ी पैदा करे और दूसरी लहर के रोकथाम के लिए इक़दाम करे।
The MLA, who asked the government to suspend the interstate transportation between neighbouring states Maharashtra and Karnataka as these states are facing second wave of the coronavirus, beside asking the government to ensure that everyone should use masks and sanitizers in the state. Mr. Qadri asked about the progress and also inquired about works of the Secretariat Mosque. Responding to Ahmed Pasha Qadri, Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao assured him that the state is monitoring the increasing COVID cases and also making arrangements to curb it. He promised to complete the work of the Secretariat Mosque to the earliest.
Moving on to our international news, Myanmar's overthrown leader Aung San Suu Kyi is set to face new charges of corruption from generals who seized power in a coup on 1st of February as protesters fighting to restore democracy face increasing isolation behind a mobile data blackout.
The 75-year-old Nobel laureate, who was taken into custody along with other top aides as the military took over of the country, has already been charged with owning unlicensed walkie-talkies and violating coronavirus restrictions. On Wednesday night, the military broadcaster Myaudi aired a video of a Myanmar businessman confessing to giving her a total of $550,000 over several years. Mong Wek, a property developer, said he had donated money to senior government figures for the good of his business. The announcer said during the broadcast, Aung San Suu Kyi committed corruption and authorities are preparing to charge her according to anti-corruption law. This is not the first time corruption allegations have been lodged against her.
And United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has appointed veteran French diplomat Jean Arnault as his personal envoy to Afghanistan and regional issues. The appointment comes a day before Russia, China, the United States, Pakistan, a delegation of top Afghan officials and opposition leaders and Taliban negotiators meet in Moscow in attempt to revive deadlocked peace talks.
United States Special Envoy on Afghanistan Zalmi Khalilzad has been trying to drum up support for a written proposal that includes an interim government and ceasefire. Meanwhile, United States President Joe Biden said it will be tough for United States to withdraw forces from Afghanistan by 1st of May under an agreement negotiated by his predecessor with the Taliban.
Sadness, anger and fear were coursing on Wednesday, a day after a gunman attack on spas in Atlanta area killed 8 people, most of whom were Asian women. Police have said suspect Robert Agan-Long, a 21-year-old white man, has so far denied a racist motive for 3 shootings in the southern U.S. state of Georgia.
But Ko, the executive director of advocacy group Asian American Advancing Justice Atlanta, fiercely disagreed. White supremacy is literally killing us, she said, amid spike in violence targeting Asian Americans during the COVID-19 pandemic. Violence against Asian communities has been under radar for many years, he said, adding that despite her pain over the shootings, she also feels resilience. Bouquet of flowers were laid Wednesday in front of doors of 2 of the targeted spas located across the street from each other in northeast Atlanta, where 4 of the victims were killed and 1 man wounded.
Before we wrap up our bulletin, let's have a look on our headlines.
TMC believes in Transfer My Commission, Prime Minister Modi attacks Mamta Banerjee. West Bengal Assembly Elections 2021, Mamta Banerjee likely to lose yet another long-time party veteran next week. Centre failing miserably in coronavirus vaccine rollout, says P. Chidambaram. Wrestler Ritika Phogart, Geeta Phogart's cousin, dies, cop suspect suicide. Budget designed to fulfill promises made to public, says Finance Minister Harish Rao. MLA Ahmed Pasha Qadri demands Telangana government to boost vaccination to dodge virus. Myanmar military to bring fresh charges against Aung San Suu Kyi. White supremacy literally killing us, anger after Atlanta spa killings.
These were all the updates. More news on the other side. Thank you for your time. For more news, stay tuned to Siyasat TV.